I take special interest in gun crimes because I am a gun enthusiast. I'm a firm believer in our Second Amendment right to own and possess a firearm, and I am firmly against any restrictions in one's ability to do that. An improper handling of a firearm charge is the government accusing you of possessing a firearm in the passenger area of a motor vehicle in an accessible way. It's unfortunate because most people just don't know that you're not allowed to have a firearm in the passenger area vehicle. I think common sense for most people wouldn't suggest that that would actually even be a law. But it is a law, and it's very serious, and it's actually charged as a felony of the 4th degree. It's punishable up to 18 months in prison and punishable up to a $5,000 fine. I'm in total disagreement with this law, but it is the law and it's what's on the books. When I have people come into my office with this charge, I'm clever in ways that I can potentially have this completely dismissed, reduced, or amended in some way that won't have an adverse effect on my client being able to own or possess a firearm, but also incur any serious penalties. Now, improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle charges require that you're in a motor vehicle. So most of these cases involve a traffic stop. And it's within this traffic stop that eventually a car is searched. And there's where most of our defenses lie in these cases, is did the police officer have the right to search my client's car? And we start that analysis with the stop itself. Did this officer have a legal basis to even be pulling you over in the first place? And here we always have to look to the cruiser cam videos and any other evidence we can obtain to show whether there was a valid stop. If there wasn't a valid stop, the case should stop there, because it doesn't matter what happened after that, because any evidence that was obtained unlawfully, and you should win your case. If there was a valid stop and it can be established by the cruiser cam, the next analysis is, okay, why didn't I just receive my ticket, and why was my car searched and later this gun found? And there it's a case-by-case basis, and we have to analyze the officer's narrative, their report, to see if there is sufficient probable cause or reasonable suspicion that there was a crime occurring at the time of this traffic stop. And it's a case-by-case basis, but our next argument lies there, that there might not have been a legal basis for this officer to search someone's vehicle. And if there wasn't, and we can establish that in court, it will ultimately lead most likely to a victory. Sometimes there was a valid stop. Sometimes the police officer did have probable cause to search the car, and unfortunately the gun was found and it was accessible to the driver. In these circumstances where you're caught kind of in this red-handed way, that does not mean that you're going to be stuck with this charge. It does not mean that you're going to be sent to prison. In fact, there's been many circumstances where I've been able to get some of these charges dismissed by agreement. The proliferation of shootings and the media attention around guns in general, federal courts, state courts, and local courts have definitely been taking a little bit more of a hardline stance on firearms in general. But overall, most of the city courts in Cincinnati, Dayton, and Columbus have maintained still an understandable approach that sometimes people just don't know the law. And this isn't something where someone is carrying a gun in a vehicle because they're about to shoot up a residence or commit some heinous crime.